Welcome to the Raven Roundup, your go-to podcast for all things sports at Royal Oak High School. I'm your host, Sam Klonke.
And I'm your co-host, Ben Machiniak. Join us as we dive into the exhilarating world of Royal Oak High School sports, where we cover all of the amazing teams.
That's right, Ben. Whether you're a dedicated fan cheering from the stands or a player on the field, this podcast is your backstage pass to latest updates, game highlights, and interviews with incredible Raven athletes and coaches. Well, welcome into the studio for episode 12 of the Raven Roundup.
Yep.
Ben and I really appreciate you all for being here today.
Yes, we do. We're excited to be here, and we're looking forward to this episode. We have a good one coming up. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we appreciate it very much. This week's episode is going to be a good one. Sam's going to sit down with a new varsity girls soccer head coach, Coach Vangorden.
And we're also going to talk about the winter teams that are still live. So it's wrapping up. Spring sports tryouts have started this week.
Yep.
Also, and it's a very busy week at ROHS.
Yes, it is, Sam.
This week is also Charity Week at ROHS. Student Council is having many events throughout the week, including Charity Ball on Friday. And all money raised throughout Charity Week goes to the Michigan's Humane Society. So participate in as much as you can to support. And it's also Spirit Week and a bunch of different Spirit Weeks coming up these days.
Enough of Sam and I talking. Let's get right into the interview with Coach Vangorden, the brand new varsity girls soccer head coach.
All right, we're here with Coach Vangorden, the new head coach for the girls varsity soccer team. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Great to have you on. We really appreciate it. Tell me about your history with both playing and coaching soccer.
I grew up playing soccer with the boys, actually, because we didn't have girls teams back in the day. So that's showing my age a little bit. But I grew up playing travel. I was actually asked to go to a tryout for boys, didn't have any idea what it was, and made the team. Was the only girl on the all-boys team, and kind of just fell in love with the sport itself, and I've been playing ever since. I still play from time to time in like the Great Lakes Women's Soccer League, which is just a league around Michigan. I play in the over 40, so yeah, I'm old. But it's a good time. And as far as coaching, I coached at my old high school, which is Lupin High Northwest. I coached there for 5 years and took that program over from being basically a program that kind of got not just like beat, but like mercied almost every single game to, by the time I left, they had gone 10-0 in their division.
Wow. And did you like being back at your old high school, or was it kind of weird?
It was a little weird, but my sister's 10 years younger than me, which is why I went back in the first place.
Oh, she was there?
Yeah, she was there.
Okay.
So, and she was the only player that I actually coached who had played club soccer. Everybody else was just kind of athletes who I recruited to come play. So.
And you were hired this offseason as the new girls varsity head coach. Talk a little bit about how you became the head coach and what your decision process looked like.
So I think it was kind of known for a while that I love coaching. Coaching is kind of what got me into teaching. And so when I started working here, I've always been kind of just eyeing, if you will, the soccer program as a whole. A boys position opened up for JVB. I coached that. And then I found out that the JVB girls coach was going to be leaving. And so he let me know, and I applied for that. So I coached JVB last year. And then just as the season progressed, the varsity coach decided to step down, and I looked at that as my open door to try to step in and kind of go after my goal a little bit and my dream.
And how do you envision your role as the new varsity head coach, especially considering the challenges faced by the team in the previous season?
So I think a big thing this year that I want to focus on is just culture, and that we are a program. And the successful programs anywhere, I mean, if you look at success and you look at elite sports, especially for women's sports in America, for decades, it's been the U.S. women's soccer team. Yeah. And it's been focused on the fact that that team has such a culture of winning and a culture of family. They hang out, in the off seasons, like they're on different teams together, things like that. So I look at it as the elite have to be a family and have to always have each other's backs. And so as far as the culture goes, I really want to just build that family feel and make sure that we are all kind of on the same page in that.
And kind of talking about culture, what specific values and principles do you aim to instill with the girls' soccer program to have a positive and successful culture, as you're talking? People, lacrosse practice going on, boys and girls. So Might be a little loud in the background.
So the overall culture and the values, actually, I have stuff for both you and Ben for having me on here. But these are the goals.
Thank you.
You want me to hand up? There you go, Ben. Thanks to you.
Coming in.
So what I did was I took the acronym RAVENS, and it stands for Respect Always, Vision of Excellence, and Never Stop. So as far as Respect Always goes, that is like respecting not just yourself, but who you represent, your opponent, the refs, like the equipment. Just respect as a whole is very instilled in me from like my military time, and it's just like one of the values that I hold like highest. The other one is Vision of Excellence, which to me just states like, hey, no matter what, like I'm going to believe that I have that ability to be excellent, and I'm not just, oh, I couldn't do that, or I'm not just wishing for it, I'm actually making it happen. And then the last one is just never stop, is that like, hey, we might have some setbacks, but the greatest of the great, have always fallen down, but they always get back up, which makes them great.
And can you provide an overview of the offseason thus far, highlighting any modifications or improvements you've implemented into the program?
Yeah, the biggest thing is, so as a female athlete and as a female soccer player, I actually myself have suffered 2 ACL tears.
Oh, wow.
And I'm huge on injury prevention. And so what I've done a lot in this off season, and as far as conditioning goes, is really focus on that strength and stability around the knees and the ankles, and really trying to prevent injury from occurring, so that way everyone who does make the team stays healthy throughout the season. As far as the other stuff has just kind of been like tapping into just like social media a little bit, kind of took over the Instagram page and just really focused on, again, like team and family and the one program. So it's not, oh, I play varsity, it's, oh, I play soccer for Royal Oak. It's not, oh, well, I didn't make the team, but I came to tryouts. It's, hey, I came to tryouts and they like embraced me, and I might come back next year.
Awesome.
That's what I want, is I want that family feel that we're all here to get better and to excel and to push each other to get to that point. And I think I've really kind of been honing that in and kind of pounding that into everybody's brains for the most part as they come to conditioning, and as they know at the end of every conditioning, at the end of every practice, I always ask them what's the values, so that like it is instilled in us that like, hey, this is what we represent. When we say Ravens, this is what it stands for.
And speaking of tryouts, a ton of girls out there.
Yeah.
Wow. What key qualities or attributes are you seeking in every player during the ongoing tryouts? A couple more this week, right?
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I think I'm looking for is just like overall coachability, and are you on board with this vision, right? So like I have pretty lofty goals, pretty big vision for myself as a coach, but also for all of my players. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I need them to, win every single game, but there has to be some sort of win they take away every day.
They need to be on board.
So
with what
yes, so they may lose, but they may have had a better pass percentage or pass completion than like they've had the whole time. So they may have had more accurate shots that game, even though they may not have gone in. It might have been more shots on goal, and so that alone is a win. And we're continuously building on that excellence.
The small steps to the big goal.
Exactly.
Last season we talked. You coached JVB, and how will your coaching styles change or stay the same?
I think I kind of sometimes I try to be a pretty like relaxed coach overall, but I think at the varsity level, the only thing that might change is I might just be a little more strict on some things. Obviously, as overseeing the entire program, what I really want to do is just make sure that everybody knows that like, hey, like if it's this time that we start like warm-ups, we're starting warm-ups at this time. And just kind of, again, like thinking back to that vision of excellence, what do excellent teams do? And what does excellence look like?
Discipline.
And exactly. So the discipline and the consistency is what I want to like drive home. And I think that being consistent and having those things in place at the varsity level, but it'll trickle down to all the other levels. So program-wide, it will have those set like rituals and routines and values that we all kind of just share and embrace.
And your specific goals for this season?
Win states. I mean, that's it.
Pretty much it, yeah.
That's it. I mean, overall, that should be the ultimate goal, is to get to that final thing. States is June 15th, so mark your calendars, because that's where we will be.
Awesome. And do you have any superstitions about soccer that you believe in, or anything like that?
Not really superstitions, but I know for myself, if I ever try to shoot a PK, and if I look at the goalie and I know where I want to shoot it, I still end up kicking it right to the goalie if I look at the goalie. So don't look at the goalie when you go to kick a PK. Just always look at the goal. Don't even imagine the goalie's there. So. Well,
thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for the wristband. We really appreciate it. And
of course.
Good luck on the season. Good luck with the rest of the tryout week, and have a great time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, thanks again, Coach Vangorden, for a great interview.
Yeah, it was good.
Out on the turf field.
Brand new turf.
It's spring. Spring is here, and girls soccer is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So exciting. Unified basketball.
On Saturday, the Unified basketball team had their annual jamboree at Groves High School. In the first game of the day, the Ravens took on the Bloomfield Blackhawks. The Ravens were down by 8 points, but then they came back to seal the deal with a final score of 54-50.
It was a fun game. Really fun game.
Was it? Nice. Standout players from that game include Grant Hatterman, who had 14 points and 5 rebounds, Marshall Jones with 12 points and 4 rebounds, and Jesse Hill and Devin Burton both followed with 6 points each. Yeah, it was a really close game, that one. I wasn't playing in that game, so I was really nervous on the sideline there because it was really close at the end, and then we pulled away in the final seconds. That's awesome.
And then we took on the Avondale Yellow Jackets in the second game of the jamboree, and in the end, the Ravens, we won with a final score of 56-40. The Ravens had a phenomenal end of the year jamboree with a 2-0 record. And standout players from this game were Grant Hatterman with 12 points, Marshall Jones, Jesse Hill, and Devin Burton with 10 points, and Casey Hunter, Autumn Norman, and Mason Conklin all followed with 4 points.
That's awesome.
Great job to the Unified team. It was
Great
awesome.
job to you.
We have a celebration coming up Monday next week.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited. Girls basketball. They've been hot, huh?
Yeah, the girl
over there?
Yeah, I did.
Ants are a part of our show these days, huh?
Yeah. But the girls basketball team, they are on fire, and they're just having a phenomenal season. It's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
So the girls basketball, they beat Warren Cousino with a final score of 43-41 to earn the program's first ever district championship. So senior Megan Hahn found senior Emmy Walden, who sealed the deal with about 4 seconds left with a clutch bucket to put them up by 2.
And here's the bucket by Walden to advance to regionals. It's pretty awesome.
Standout players from that game include Lucy Freitag, who had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals, Megan Hahn with 7 points, and Maddie Lawrence added 6. And here's the video of the girls celebrating the win with Coach Zapata after the big win.
Oh, it's a good one. Then on Monday, the girls played in their first regionals game versus Grosse Pointe North, and also won with a score of 53-48. Standout players include Lucy Freitag, who had 24 points. Listen to this, Ben. Lucy also broke the school record for most three-pointers in a season, so great job there. And she tied the most made three-pointers in a game in that Monday game against Grosse Pointe North with a total of 6 three-pointers.
Man, she is just having a great season. I can't wait to see her senior season, man. She's just balling out.
She still has a whole another year next year.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be good. And then Maddie Lawrence followed with 12 points, and Anna Waterstreet with 8 points. As you saw in the districts game, they also celebrated in the regionals game in the locker room. Check it out. And the girls' next game is this Wednesday in the regional final against West Bloomfield at Marion High School. Good luck, girls. Figure skating. The Brofoos figure skating team placed second at states, falling just short to Trenton by 1 point. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, but, I mean, second place is fantastic.
Yeah.
Just 1 point. That's got to definitely hurt.
Second.
But
Yeah.
come back next year, ready to go. Sophomore Colin Bibbs came on the show a couple weeks ago, placed first in Excel Pre-Juvenile Freestyle, and in third in the pre-bronze swing dance.
That's awesome.
So first and third for Colin in those two events. That's amazing.
That is a big achievement. That's sweet.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
And
huge shout out to Colin that's an awesome achievement. And once again, thank you to Colin and Mr. Morgan for
letting us know.
Yeah, letting us know.
Getting us in the loop because we weren't there.
We were not.
And man, they're second in the they
Second
went
in the
second in the state, and we didn't
Second
even
best,
talk about it.
yeah.
I feel bad, but hey, we're here now.
We're here now. We're good.
And the Raven Roundup will forever have figure skating.
Yes, we will.
Boys swim and dive.
Junior Nolan Kaiser and sophomore Dylan Dowdell both competed in states this past weekend. Unfortunately, Dylan did place last for diving, but Nolan was placed as an alternate standby because he placed 17th at the I believe it's called prelims, whatever. Before that, he placed 17th, but you need 16th or lower to compete, right? So they did Nolan was able to compete, and he came first in his heat with a time of 49.02 seconds in the 100 freestyle.
Great, and congratulations to both of them.
Yeah.
A successful season. They got to states, and
That's huge. That's a big
fantastic.
accomplishment. Thank you for listening to episode 12 of the Raven Roundup. We hope that you enjoyed a wonderful chat with Coach Vangorden, along with some winter sport updates.
Yeah, some last winter sport updates. We will not have another episode of the Raven Roundup for quite a while because of spring break.
Yep.
Are you going anywhere, Ben?
I am. I'm going to Tennessee with my dad and my brothers. We rented an Airbnb, and I'm looking forward to it. Where are you going?
I'm going to Jamaica with some friends.
Wow.
I'm very
That's awesome.
excited. It's going to be like 90 degrees, sunny every day. It's going to be fantastic.
I bet.
So we hope that you all listening all have a fun but safe spring break.
Yes, we do.
Spring break's coming up here in 2 weeks, and we're going to take the week off next week, but we'll be back the week after we get back from spring break. So we'll be gone for 3 weeks,
Yes.
but we'll be back ready to go, talk about spring sports, and have a good time. So once again, thank you all for listening or watching us round up all the amazing Raven teams. I'm your host, Sam Klonke.
And I'm your co-host, Ben Machiniak. We will see you all on April 10th on the Raven Roundup for episode 13.
But for now, remember, it's a great day to be a Raven. Stay safe.